It's been open season on Detroit's historic homes for much of the 2000s, stealing copper, but also pilfering the fine architectural details that make them special. Detroit police have a strong focus on quality of life crimes, but they cannot do it alone. And tonight, one neighbor raised his voice and said enough is enough already. Our Mara McDonald is live in one of the city's grandest old neighborhoods. We're talking about Boston-Edison. Hi, Mara, good evening.
Kimberly, take a look behind me. This is a 1913 Greek revival, and you'll notice something missing. Somebody thought they were going to steal the facade off of this house. Well, guess what? Nobody's putting up with this nonsense anymore. Drive through Boston-Edison or any of Detroit's other landmark neighborhoods, and the fine details are everywhere. The quality construction that has weathered neglect and time, the brickwork, stonework, and design. There are massive renovations going on in this area, so when scavengers decided to rip off the front of this 1913 Greek revival home, those who live here were not having it.
As a resident of the city, some of the things I see here, people would never do outside of the city of Detroit.
Mark's home is around the corner, and he was mad and then livid when he found the pilfered front for sale at the Detroit Antiques Mall. So he did two things. He called the police and he called us.
But people here, it's like, oh, it's Detroit, no one cares. No one's going to follow up, and it's not true.
We headed over to the Antiques Mall and I made a couple of calls. Sure enough, there it was. On our heels, Detroit police, who cataloged the piece, asked to see the records and were told the owner was not in today.
This is a second-hand dealer at this location, and they have requirements as far as having to identify the individual who's bringing the material in, having that individual sign indicating that the materials that they're bringing in aren't stolen.
DPD takes a very dim view of these kinds of property crimes and put this business on notice that they'll be back and that piece cannot be sold.
We are going to do what we need to do to recover that property and get it back to the rightful owner.
Back here live, that piece is going to be back on the front of this house sooner rather than later. Detroit police vowing to track down whoever this is. And a note to those who are doing illegal architectural salvage. DPD is looking at you. We're live in Boston-Edison. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Kudos to Mr. Hall for speaking up, too. We all need to watch what's going on around us and do the same thing. I'm wondering, though, the status of the house, Mara. I know there have been a lot of houses that are being renovated in that area. Any idea what's going to happen to it?
Actually, Kimberly, a ton. And this one right now is property of the Wayne County Treasurer's Office, but it's heading over to the Detroit Land Bank, and there have already been inquiries. This is going to be a popular one. It's going to get some love probably pretty soon. Back to you.
It is beautiful. Okay, that's great to hear. Mara, thank you.